Pringle Evans, and I am so excited to be here on today. And by the way, this is the new year. The new year. Can you believe it? We are already here in 2023. And ladies, let me just say to you, this is going to be an amazing new year. And I want you to set your intention, whatever it is that you desire to accomplish in 2023, just know you can get it done. Believe in yourself and reach out and get help when needed. And that brings me to our topic today. To help you to succeed in accomplishing what it is that you desire, why don't you consider collaboration? Because that is our talk for today. And I have the perfect guest to be a part of this conversation and to provide you with information that will help you this year and ongoing. She is fabulous. She is phenomenal. She is someone I highly respect. I respect her opinion. I respect her expertise. I respect the authority that she brings regarding this particular topic today. Why should women collaborate? And joining me is the one, the only Miss Beth Johnston. Welcome, Beth. And you know, before we begin our conversation, I feel that it's important for me to let our audience and viewers hear how great you really are. They heard me say those words, but I want them to understand who this lady is. Beth is known as an active listener and metaphoric mentor. Beth has 30 plus years of business experience, uniting women from 84 countries on 6 continents. Yeah. Beth has taken 3 companies to their highest earnings years by realigning the why and the how of their business philosophies and redefining their missions. Her philosophy is that identifying your passion and purpose is the key to personal and professional fulfillment. And I totally agree with that, especially for us as women. She is a 2-time patent holder, author, coach, and publisher. Beth sees opportunities where others see obstacles and is committed to helping women expand their perspectives and dare to be the best they can be. Oh, I love that. Dare to be the best that you can be. That's, you know what? I want you to set your intention, ladies, for 2023, that you're going to be the best that you can be. And what is her secret sauce? Collaboration. Welcome, Beth. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Linda, thank you so sincerely for such a lovely introduction. And let me say, it is always my honor to be present with you in whatever form we have been able to collaborate, if you will, and to share time with you. I so appreciate the opportunity to speak to your wonderful audience. And as you said, collaboration, part of the secret sauce.
It truly is. I can speak for myself. As a business owner, the greatest value I think that we as women in business bring is that level of collaboration, because when we collaborate, we can provide so much more than just what we have to offer. And, you know, Beth, and that leads me to my first question, and that is, why? I would like for you to share with the women why they should consider collaborating. And most will ask, well, how do I do it? How? Right. How do I get it done? So would you share with our audience the why and how?
Absolutely. And thank you. Great questions. And to me, it's always the why and the how. And the why is so important. And as you said at the beginning of the show today, Linda, you know, declare what it is that you want to do. Know what your why is. and be as specific as you can. And I cannot stress that enough when it comes to reaching out for collaborative partners. So basically the why, listen, I'm known as the most practical, logical person. It's practical, it's logical, it's actually mathematical, because we all know, it's irrefutable, that the total is always greater than the sum of the parts. So if you take that mathematical fact, if you will, that we all know, we're all familiar with that, we probably all said it many times. If you picture many different, like in a horizontal line, many people trying to get to the same goal, maybe on the same timeline, maybe with similar missions, similar visions. If everybody is doing that independently, it almost becomes like a horse race. You know, how you start, how you finish, what your position is. Now, if you bring everybody together and share the common denominators of the why,
yes,
and you come together, again, it's mathematical. It saves time, it saves money, it saves stress, frustration. And what I always say is everybody doesn't need to try to reinvent that proverbial wheel. Simply become a spoke on the hub of an existing wheel. And that means that that wheel is already in forward motion. And the more spokes, if you will, that become part of that, it gains momentum, it gains speed and velocity, and it just moves that much faster. So it's a matter of practicality.
yes,
It's a matter of saving time, of saving money, and getting to the same, I don't want to say finish line, because I don't think we should ever be finished. We should always be moving that goalpost back a little bit, but achieving what our goals are. And then, of course, setting new ones. So that's the why. It's just practical. It just makes sense. Now, if you consider women and all of our superpowers, you can kind of equate that to how well, under certain circumstances and with the combination of the right people, women work very well on committees.
Yeah.
In their schools, in their house of worship, in their communities, in their civic organizations. Women are very familiar with, well, I'm on a committee, and everybody kind of has her task. She kind of has her vertical that she's in. And when everybody's rising, the goal can be reached more efficiently and hopefully very harmoniously. So again, that's the skill set I believe that women innately have. When it comes to business, Linda, sometimes, and too many women, shift those things that are innately born in women and think that they have to play by a completely different set of rules because it's business. And we tend sometimes, some of us, to get in our own way.
yes,
And it takes us longer. It costs us more money. It uses up more time. The most valuable asset that we have is our time. We should not give it away. And that's why you look at some women who are in business, and the first thing, the why, is that they need to identify, why am I in business? What is my why in business? And again, being as specific as they can and write it down, like write down the goals that you have for 2023, your financial, emotional, spiritual, etc. Write your goals down, because then they become real. So once you truly identify your why, and it can change, it can grow, it can expand, that's a starting point. That's your why. The how, I think, is where it's easy to make mistakes. It's easy to kind of get to forks in the road, if you will, and not know, do I go to the left? Do I go to the right? Do I stay straight? And sometimes, guess what? It's a really good and practical idea just to pull over on that road and park there and go back and re-examine your why. The why is always the foundation. That's going to take you to the how. So how do we find potential really great, meaningful, collaborative partners.
That's right.
You got to do due diligence. You have to know what their why is. And let me tell you, I've been around a long time in business, a very long time. I have to start changing that year, 30 to 40 years. And when you've been around that long in business, you kind of go through the school of hard knocks. You'll learn along, and that's okay. That's okay. Make every mistake once, but don't repeat those mistakes. So you kiss a lot of frogs, and you learn from each experience that may not have gone as well as you hoped or wanted it to or envisioned it. So how to find a great collaborative partner? Find out through your own due diligence, and there's many ways to do that. We can have a whole conversation about that, and know what her why, their why, his why, whoever it is that you're hoping to present the opportunity to collaborate with, and make sure that you're starting out at a harmonious base.
Yes.
Don't go in trying to change everything about somebody else to fit your need.
Absolutely.
You have no right to do that. And you're starting out, because this is the beginning of a relationship. It's the wrong foot. So try through whatever means you can, whether it's through introduction, referrals, research online, whatever it is. Go to events that they might have. Get as close to the people that you hope to be that you hope to collaborate with, because you have certain important common denominators.
Yes. Now I can say this for myself. In business, in Pringle Business Consulting, and as well as in WomeNomics, I have always looked for collaborative partners. And in doing that, the collaborative partners are not business owners who are doing the exact same thing that I am doing. The partners they complement, they bring complementary services to what we do. So we are able to provide our customers with more experiences, more information. I am not a web designer. And a lot of times my clients may need a personal brand website. Well, one of my joint venture, well, she's more than just a joint venture partner, and she's also an affiliate. They provide the websites for me. They create the personal brand websites. I have a graphic designer. So what I look at for my personal branding business, I look at every element that I want to provide to my customers and identify the right, and I do mean right, collaborative partner to work with us, because it makes a world of difference. And the consistency, that's the other thing, Beth, that I think sometimes we as women overlook, because when we work with a client, any of us, when we work with a client, then we may tell them, well, you may need additional information or additional help doing A, B, C, D, but this is what we can do for you. Why send them off to someone else when you can provide what your customer truly need? Because for me, helping a client build their personal brand, understanding their value, their unique value proposition, and giving them everything that they need. Let's look at it from a holistic perspective. That's how I see it. Providing a holistic approach and giving our clients what they truly need, not part of the pie, like you said a moment ago. Instead of giving her or him some of what they need, why can't we just give it to them all, give them everything? Because now it's consistent, because you're working with these partners, these collaborative partners, and you're brainstorming, you're sharing information to ensure that that client is truly getting what they need. It's not a cookie cutter template. It is a customized plan for them. So wouldn't you agree that's wouldn't that be one of the biggest benefits for providing collaborative partners, yes, you're going to have to charge more because everybody has to get paid for their services.
Sure.
But
Right.
you got to look at what you're bringing to the table for them.
Absolutely. And you know, you mentioned a couple of very important words in what you were saying. You mentioned JV partner, affiliate, a coach, a client. I wrote down also consulting. These are all different types of relationships. Just like collaborating with someone is a relationship. So know what it is you want. If you're looking to consult with someone, but someone's looking for a contractor, those are different functions. So always know what the why is. And you introduced me by saying, I'm a good listener. Ask questions.
Yes.
Ask questions. What do you want? What do you need? See, when you approach a potential collaborative partner, you want to come from strength. You want to come from knowing exactly what it is that you believe you bring to their table and how you help elevate their goals and help them reach their, you know, fulfill their missions, reach their goals, whether it's monetary, what have you. And so you have to know a lot about yourself.
Yes.
You know, I always say you don't go and beg for collaborative partners. You don't go and beg for clients or to consult for someone. Once you get down on one knee, as I say it, being down on one knee becomes very uncomfortable very quickly. And suddenly you're down on two knees. And now you're begging. And now you're begging. And it's not what you want to do. You want to come in with a very strong front. And that is that you have to have the confidence in yourself to say, what do I bring to the table? Because this is about reciprocity. This is about a quid pro quo.
Yes.
What am I bringing? What do I get? And you know how I feel about the word fair. I look at that just in life itself. If it's not fair for everybody, by definition, to me, it's not fair for anybody. It can't be more fair for you than it is for me.
Yes.
So going about how to find a collaborative partner, you need to know how you use the word. There's so many C words in collaboration, you know.
Yes, it is.
You have to know how you complement each other.
Yes.
And be very willing to put your best face and foot forward. Speak up about yourself. Speak up about your own accomplishments.
That's right.
Speak up about your mission. In forming that type of relationship, you really have to sell, if you will, the concept of the potential of, oh my gosh, if I work with this person, I'm going to be bigger and better faster than I could be by myself. And that's another one of my beliefs, is that we're all better together than any of us are apart.
Totally agree. Totally.
Yeah, totally agree. So how you approach a potential collaborative partner is very much based on knowing a lot about yourself, what missing link, if you will, you might have, what puzzle piece they might have that fits beautifully into your puzzle, but you're missing that piece. Right. Don't try to convert people. Don't try to convince people. People should say, oh my gosh, how have I existed this long without you as my collaborative partner? And the other thing I want to say is, don't expect in the how process that you're going to be able to dig down or drill down in one conversation and actually walk away saying, this is a great collaborative partner. Be willing to say, let's think about it. Let's talk about it. Oh, and something that I want to say, and I know you agree with me on this. At the beginning of a conversation, do not, you must not, you should not hesitate to say that you are willing to sign an NDA.
I was going to ask you that. Okay, to talk about it. Yes.
And what I have always done, rather than saying, I want you or I need you to sign an NDA, I say, listen, I am very willing. I respect all that you have. When you go in that way, it's just communication, it's humanity. I am more than willing to sign an NDA. I know you would feel the same way. So would you like to use my document or would you like to send me yours?
Yes. I use the same approach, Beth. That is so important.
And if they're not willing to discuss, and it shouldn't be a long conversation, if they're not willing to sign an NDA, to me, that's a little bit of a red flashing signal.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Alert, a warning.
Yeah, beware, beware, beware.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's okay. Say, why don't you think about it, whatever. It was a great conversation. But if you give in the how process, if you give a sense to your potential collaborative partner, your urgency that you cannot exist without them, that actually puts that person in the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm.
And you always want to establish, and it might float a little bit at different times in the relationship, but some sort of equilibrium into which is what the definition of collaboration is. It's from Latin. It's work together.
Work together.
Work together. And you should both be interested in the outcome for the other person.
Absolutely.
So, Weena, listen, we've been around a long time. There are so many different ways that you can collaborate.
Absolutely.
Be open to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And try to figure out the best way for you, and whether it's a potential a JV partner. And you also mentioned the word affiliate. That's a brilliant way to collaborate with people.
Yes, it is.
It's a brilliant way. The management is already built in. It's already tracked for you. It's a different type of a collaborative relationship.
Yes.
If you're really looking for a partner, a business partner, that's a different form of collaboration. And let me also say, while I'm thinking of that, when you have NDAs, if you're using somebody else's document, always feel free to say, it shows you're a business person. It gives you credibility to say, thank you so much. I'm just going to run this past my legal counsel.
Yes. I was going to suggest that.
She has legal counsel. She's a serious business person.
Uh-huh.
If you don't think that is a measure, if you will,
mm-hmm.
that you know how business works. And if someone takes that personally, I'm not going to ask them to sign it. I had a gentleman that I was doing a patent with, and I said, you got to get an NDA. He says, I'm not asking them to sign an NDA. I said, but you must.
Mm-hmm.
He said, no, they'll be insulted. I said, is this a credible business person that you're having a conversation with? If they are truly a credible business person, they know that an NDA provides protection for both parties.
That's right. Yes.
And if it doesn't, it's not a well-written NDA. I will throw that.
Absolutely. Well, we got a few minutes left. And what I'd like for you to do is, because we can go on, and we will revisit this topic in the future, but just give us a few benefits. And I think we've already shared some of why collaboration is part of the key to success in business.
Absolutely. Yes. It saves you time.
Mm-hmm.
It should save you money because two people aren't spending the same dollars for the same thing. You put your funds and your assets together. For someone who might be a client, as you said, if you're looking to create collaborative, that you want to provide services for them, that you can become like a one-stop shopping place, if you will. And once they know you and they're working with you, that's a very smart way to proceed with the relationship, because otherwise, if they're bringing in their own third parties on web design, content creation, marketing, now you have three parties who might not, mesh together. They all might have different philosophies and different ways of doing something. So when you work in a collaborative relationship with someone, to your point, where as client and you're bringing in many, many services that they need, it gives there's symbiotic relationship.
And one thing that we haven't touched on, but we can later when we revisit this topic again, is when you have your collaborative partners,
right?
It is your client that you're providing the services for. Therefore, you are the point of contact, not your collaborative partners. And they must be aware of that. They do not reach out to your client.
No.
And that is spelled out within the NDA, but sometimes we need to say it as well so that they understand it. And I know that has been a problem for some, not all, for some in the past. but we want to make sure that you understand when you have collaborative partners and it's your client that you're providing these additional services for, they only, the client only have communication with you only. That is,
that's two more C words: communication and control.
yes.
And, yes. So I look at the NDA as the one that you want, the NDA when you're sharing information with your vendors. When you're sharing with your clients, you have to have agreements that cover the relationship with those vendors. You don't need to even share who those vendors are. That's a decision that you get to make as the conductor, if you will, who's bringing all these pieces together. Listen, people, if you ask the right questions, people will tell you what they need.
That's right.
And then it's very easy for you to fulfill that. And it's very easy for you to say, I can do that, I can't do that. I'm not the right person for you in this situation, but let me refer you to somebody else. Maybe there's referral fees. You know, these are all different relationships that are built on what do you need and how can I help? What service can I provide? What
Yes.
service can I provide? Paperwork is very important, particularly, Linda, if you're engaged with financial transactions, as you said, who's paying who?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever possible, you want to be the one who is, I don't love the word control, but I'll say manage the money. And then you know who gets paid, and you know that your vendors got paid, and they got paid timely, and they got paid what they earned. Not that you hear, oh my God, your client didn't pay me, because that is the ruination of relationships not only with clients, but also with that vendor. They might not want to work with you again. So it goes back to the old adage in business. People have to know, like, and trust you. And once they do, you become irresistible to them. And once you deliver the results that they need and that they want, that is a relationship that should only be able to grow from there. And guess what? Then you get referrals.
They become your raving fans. They become your raving fans, your ambassadors out there. But so Beth, I want you to share what you have upcoming with BEP. B-E-P, ladies. B as in boy, E as in Edwards, P as in Pringle. Share what Beth Talks is all about and what they can expect.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Beth Talks is about mostly women, but it can be men as well. But my marketing has typically been women, working with and for women. It's to provide a platform where they can come and share their beliefs, their experiences, and their passions. And when you put those three together, BEP, beliefs, experience, and passions, my goodness, it's peeling back an onion. You expose a lot about yourself and where you've come from, the wisdom that you've arrived with today, and where you want to take that wisdom. It's a great platform to find prospective collaborative partners. So we do it kind of like this, almost like in an interview style. And it's to promote books that you have, courses that you provide, coaching that you have, events that you might be putting on, summits that you're creating. So it becomes an ongoing marketing tool for you, just like you were saying, your ambassadors, you know, your happy customers become your ambassadors.
Yes.
You can't afford what those things would cost you. That is part of your marketing. So this goes out into so many markets. It goes out on so many platforms. It reaches so many households. It lives forever, forever. It just continues to tell your story. So you share your beliefs, your experiences, and your passions. And I will tell you that in most of my relationships, personal and professional, that's what it always comes down to.
Yes.
What do you believe? Well, how have you experienced that? And why are you so passionate about it? What drives you?
Absolutely. Just so like WomeNomics for me.
And you know what? But I mentioned earlier, common denominators. You can put different names, different brands. I know you're a branding expert as well. You can put different names on it, but when you kind of peel everything back, fundamentally, business is business, marketing is marketing, content is content. And when you can drill down and find that good foundation, a strong foundation, you can build as high as you want to build. And you can
empires,
and you can start planning the parties in the penthouse once you have a strong foundation. So Beth Talks is designed just to bring anybody.
But you know what, Beth, what you're sharing is the first name that came to mind when you were talking about how having that strong foundation based on your beliefs, your experiences, and your passion. The person who I thought of immediately was Oprah Winfrey. And look what she did. I mean, that's, am I right or wrong?
Wow. Yeah. And
that's how she built her business.
You know what? And your beliefs can, I would say, not your moral code of conduct, but through your experiences, you can come to believe different things in different ways. As I say, you tilt your head in a different direction and you see it from a different angle. You have a different perspective on it. And that's your wisdom. Your experience is what creates in women our wisdom, not just our knowledge, but it's our knowledge and it's our experience that is our wisdom. And then it's all built about passion. You have such a passion for what you do. I have such a passion for what I do. And once you are clear on the why,
yes,
and you understand your best how, you get to move forward.
Absolutely.
And you get to work with fabulous people like Linda Pringle Evans and WomeNomic. And you get to share all of that. And when we all put our beliefs about those things together, Linda, and our experiences, our shared stories, can't we all learn from each other? Shouldn't we want to learn from each other?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's what collaboration is all about.
That's what it is. So ladies, it's time to collaborate. And if you need assistance in helping you to understand more about collaboration, Beth, give them how they can connect with you.
Oh, thank you. Very easy. It's info at BepTalks.com. Info@BepTalks.com. Tell me what your story is. Tell me why you think we should collaborate. Just say, contact me. Just give me your name and contact information. It has to then begin with a conversation.
Absolutely.
And that's another C word. That's what it's all about. It's all C words in collaboration.
Yes, it is. And that's something for us to consider. There it is. Consider another C. And if you want more assistance also, here's WomeNomics here to assist you as well. You can always shoot an email to linda@lindapringleevans.com. That's very easy to remember. And let us know if you want more information. And we can always have, and we are going to have Beth return again because we have several other areas that we would like to address regarding collaboration. So ladies, this is your year. This is your time. Until next time, here's to your success.
Yes, and God bless us all. Thank you, Linda.
Oh, my pleasure.